dope. Thank you so much for that donation, bro. Oh, that was hype. Oh, that just made my fucking day, didn't it? That made my fucking day. Holy shit.
Cold sweats like I can't believe I fucking did that are the absolute cherished memories of this guy, and it's so sad. It is so sad. I've said it for a while. I think the internet creates losers, and this is a great example. He gets cheered on by his chat. His chat enables this and makes him believe that it's good entertainment, or like somehow he's actually doing something good for the world. The chat is laughing at him, not with him. He can't even get like even an ounce of legitimate support from anyone. He's literally a circus act for people, but they make him feel like he's the Joker. Oh, incel gets rejected by a girl and no one bats an eye. But incel sticks a Swiffer in the face of a random girl and makes a bomb threat and everyone loses their minds. It's so pathetic. I'd almost feel bad for him if he wasn't such an insufferable hemorrhoid of a person. Because the chat is the Frankenstein, and he is the monster that they've created. They're constantly encouraging him to continue doing this shit. In the few moments where he's not and he's just like hanging out to himself, people just leave and insult him. When he's not harassing people, people just fucking leave. So he just keeps doing it to keep the viewership there as people donate to insult him and insult the people around him. The chat is like constantly shoveling coal into this never-ending train wreck of a person. It's like Snowpiercer if the train was just this constant degenerate express. It's fucking wild in the worst way. I think it is great that he's going to jail. Well, hopefully going to jail. Because I think that'll be the best thing for him. Just like a full reset. This wouldn't be the first time a streamer goes to jail for bomb threats. There's of course the extremely famous one from another streamer where this guy was actually facing up to 10 years in prison for this.
C4 has been successfully activated. Bomb detonation countdown successfully started.
He did go to jail for this, but he didn't finish out the entirety of the 10-year sentence, although I don't even know if that was the final verdict with 10 years. He was released, I think like a year ago, or maybe even less than a year ago, I'm not sure, but he went to jail for it. So this wouldn't be the first time someone goes to jail for this shit if Sanchez does face prison time. But anyway, I wanted to share this story with you because it's a pretty wild one. Luckily, these kinds of streams aren't that popular anymore. IRL streams I've always enjoyed. I've always been a fan, but I've always hated like the public news.
Carrying the weight of that nose all these years finally snapped your neck.
Nah, my muscles tightened up. I must have slept in a draft. Oh, Colonel, that group from the UN is here.
Great gopher holes, it slipped my mind. Make that 2 aspirin. Can I have your attention, please?
Let's have a little quiet here.
Oh, that'll do, Major.
I'm sorry, sir.
The UN has sent some folks from various countries to tour our medical facilities.
The tourists haven't stopped since this war got 4 stars in the Michelin Guide.
Please let me get through this, Pierce. I want to go lie down. They're here to take a 24-hour look-see at how a MASH unit operates.
You gotta watch this dirty wound for gangrene.
Honeycutt, you've got some serious doctoring to do. The rest of us, since we don't have any decent excuses, we'll all guide them. And, of course, this is post-op. From here, they go on to the evac hospital and so.
When was the last time the dressing was changed? Captain Video to Major Houlihan, over. When was the last time?
This morning.
Thank you.
Captain Pierce is our chief surgeon. Major Houlihan, our head nurse. This is Captain Ramurti Lal of the Indian Army. Dr. Randolph Kent from England. Mr. Perry Johansson, a UN delegate from Sweden.
Oh, Sweden. Oh, I've always wanted to visit Sweden. I hear the scenery is so tall.
Thank you.
Captain Lal and Mr. Johansson will share the VIP quarters. Dr. Kent will bed down with you in the medic's bunkhouse.
Well, it's not exactly Buckingham Palace, but every morning we do have the changing of the mice.
I see you make use of humor as a weapon against war.
Why don't you all get settled in your quarters? What we charitably refer to as lunch will be coming up in half an hour.
And then coming up again in 2 hours.
That was a good one, too.
If you gentlemen will follow me.
Give him penicillin. 2 million units every 6 hours. A gram of streptomycin Q12H. Keep a close eye on this leg.
Dr. Kent, meet Dr. Winchester.
My pleasure.
Doctor?
Schultz Trout. One of my favorite pieces.
You're a devotee of chamber music?
I spent summers with my parents in San Remo on the Italian Riviera. They have a marvelous music festival.
So I've heard. Please say how fortunate you were. Our summer place is in the Berkshires, just a baton's throw away from Tanglewood.
Back at Crabapple Cove, we had a great summer home. It was the back porch of our winter home.
We winter in Boston, Beacon Hill, of course.
We live in Sussex, on some 35 acres or so of rolling green hills. Lion's Heart.
I prefer to winter here. Rat's Lair. Well, ta-ta. I'm off to lunch. On the way out, I hope I don't fall in the moat.
Howdy, partner.
How's it looking, Doc?
How's it feel?
There's too much pain to tell.
Who's the girl?
The one not wearing the bib is my wife. The other one's my daughter, Rachel.
My little girl's name is Erin.
I guess I'll be getting back to see my girl soon, huh?
I hope so.
Is my leg coming with me?
What gives you the idea that it won't?
It really hurts. And I seem to be getting a lot of attention.
There was quite a bit of dirt in the wound, but I got it all cleaned out. You're gonna be just fine.
Excuse me.
Oh, no, it is I who should be excused, Colonel, for imposing on your most generous hospitality. But I wanted to be alone for my meditation. Yoga is a wonderful way of relieving inattention.
Well, to each his own. My way of relieving inattention is to get an aspirin.
You will find the aspirin on the bottom shelf.
Why, so it is. What, are you a Swami, too?
No, far from it. The practice of yoga has taught me to read upside down.
Ah, thanks very much.
On Sundays, this mess tent doubles as our chapel. It's particularly well suited for this, as it sleeps 85. Now, if you'll just follow me over to the serving area, we can pick up our trays and chisels.
Oh, Mr. Johansson, let me fix a tray for you.
I don't understand, Margaret. You never fix a tray for me. What about you, Charles? You ever fix a tray for you?
No.
Come on. Smart people ignore him.
May I?
Oh, please.
Thank you. I'd skip today's dessert. In my tent, I have a branded fruitcake from home.
Please, I couldn't. A man's personal fruitcake is sacred.
Oh, I'd be honored.
If you insist.
You won't regret it. The cake is laced with a particularly fine brandy that I first encountered at a marvelous little restaurant in France. Perhaps you've heard of it, La Pierre du Cheval in Bordeaux.
Pierre du Cheval is in Lyon.
Yeah, of course. I guess I had so much brandy that Lyon began to look like Bordeaux. At any rate, it was the most exquisite meal of my life.
Pierre du Cheval is a third-rate tourist trap where French lorry drivers take their wives on their birthdays.
Well, you know, I had just arrived in France. Perhaps my palate was disoriented. Well, the time zones.
Well, if the complications are just minor, then how come a second trip to the OR?
Union rules. Don't worry. We just have to clean out the wound again.
Okay, whatever you say, Doc.
Do you have a moment, Dr. Pierce?
Sure.
Captain, when we were in the mess tent, I sensed that you are not happy with the attention Major Houlihan gives me.
Margaret and I are just friends. Have yourself a hell of a night.
I see.
You don't look very happy for a guy who's about to feel the earth move without the aid of artillery.
Can I talk to you in private? Captain, under normal circumstances, I would be overjoyed at the prospect of spending an evening with Major Houlihan.
But?
Her intentions only serve to present me with an embarrassing and frustrating situation.
So maybe you married?
I'm afraid not.
What's the problem?
When I first came to Korea a year and a half ago, I was involved in an unfortunate accident. A jeep in which I was riding drove over a landmine. I was wounded. Nerve damage has left me impotent.
Padme Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Om.
Are you all right, sir?
Oh, I'm fine, Klinger. Just fine.
What are you doing?
This is yoga, son. Captain Lal says meditation helps rid the body of tension.
Is that why you're singing Oh My Papa?
I'm not. It's a mantra. It's supposed to put me in touch with universal consciousness and my real self.
But if you got a headache, shouldn't you stay off your head for a few days?
Actually, I'm starting to feel better.
No kidding.
Here we are, gentlemen, our most important stop. This operating room is the heart of the 4077th. It ain't fancy, but 97% of the wounded who come in here alive go out the same way.
Sorry, folks. We have to go to work in here.
What's up?
Lumley. His temperature's up, his blood pressure's down, his leg is draining like mad. It's definitely gas gangrene.
Gonna have to take his leg? Poor kid.
Oh, Badger, on you? Of course, Major. You can take over for us. We're doing post-op anyway.
Well, good night, Pear. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, we really hate to leave.
I don't blame them. I wouldn't want to leave here either.
Forgive me, Major. I'm exhausted. I haven't slept since I left Tokyo. So I think I better be getting back to my tent.
Oh, I was so looking forward to talking to you. Couldn't you stay for just one drink?
Very well. One drink. Bartender.
So, you're from Sweden. Oh, I've always loved Hans Christian Andersen. I can't tell you how many times I've read The Little Mermaid and Hans Brinker.
Actually, Hans Christian Andersen was from Denmark.
That's right. I always get those two confused.
Oh, thank God I ran into you. I need some help. Stalin just died, and they don't know who's going to replace him.
Yes, please.
So I'm applying for the position. To me, it's the best way to make peace. The way I figure it, if I'm premier of Russia, NATO will return my phone calls.
Sure, stay in line.
So I just want to try out my campaign slogans on you. I mean, just what do you think of this? If you can't stay in the cold, get out of Siberia. Now, what do you think of this one? What this country needs is a good 5-cent czar.
Yeah.
Major Houlihan will obviously be in very amusing company, so I do not feel guilty about leaving.
No, we were just gonna.
Hey, you crumb! Oh, why don't you go to Siberia and freeze your mouth off?
Major Houlihan.
Pear, I just stopped by to apologize for Captain Pierce's behavior.
Oh, please, do not worry. I actually find him somewhat amusing.
I sure would like one of those. Do you mind if I come in?
Of course.
Is there any visitor more welcome on a cold evening than a snifter of fine country?
I wholeheartedly agree with you. However, this bottle will have to do.
Have to do? Have to do what? Surely you taste the fall blanche in this wonderful nectar.
Implication there is fall blanche in this conveys to me that your imagination far outstrips your palate.
Begging your pardon, but this has the unmistakable nose of fall blanche. It comes from the fabled vineyards of the Chateau de Fontpinon. As a matter of fact, it was after enjoying my first bottle of a 1927 Fontpinon that I no longer considered myself a virgin enophile.
Good God.
27 Fontpinon. Second-rate mouthwash. Fontpinon's greatest year, 28.
Yeah, well, I had heard that that was quite extraordinary. Thank you for refreshing my memory.
I don't believe it. I'm in Korea, but I'm fighting the Boer War.
How am I going to tell him?
You always seem to find a way.
Not for this. I kept telling him everything was going to be okay. I never prepared him.
You can't always know.
I knew there was a damn good chance he was going to lose that leg. I just couldn't bring myself to face it.
We've all gotten to be experts, not facing things.
See that? Nice family, huh? Right, little girl. Remind you of anybody you know? He showed me that yesterday. From that point on, I put myself in the picture. Couldn't bring myself to believe that he might lose the leg.
Om Mani Padme.
Colonel!
Om Mani Padme.
Colonel!
Yes, Pierce?
Well, I had come in here in the hope of finding someone with whom I could have a nice, intelligent conversation, but I see you're in no position to do that.
Pierce, you seem a trifle edgy.
I've gone over the edgy. There's an international conspiracy to drive me crazy. Back in the swamp, the upper crust are toasting each other. Meanwhile, the head nurse is busy trying to yump on someone's yiminy. And I come in here only to find my complaints are falling on deaf feet.
Forgive me, Captain, but only through accepting others for what they are will you find true inner tranquility.
You have to respect the man who looks you square in the toes when he talks to you.
The great Guru Ramdas could not have said it better, Max. Your neck, has it improved?
A lot. Never had an energy flow like this.
Why fight it? I might as well go crazy and be inconspicuous.
And then for 3 years, I've been headquartered at the UN building in New York. I have an office for the window. Of course, so does everyone else.
Can I have another drink?
Yeah.
I just love aquavit. This is your national drink, right?
Actually, this also is Danish.
Smorgasbord.
Yeah, that is ours.
I finally got one.
Unfortunately, in your country, it's come to mean everything you can eat for $1.25.
What are you reading? Closing the Ring by Winston Churchill.
Have you read any of his books?
Well, no, actually, I haven't, but I think he's a wonderful man. And I love his paintings. I guess your work takes you all over the world, huh?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Sure, I'm glad it brought you here.
So am I.
What's the matter?
I'm sorry. I'm really very tired. I would like to go to sleep.
I don't understand.
Please. Please go.
I thought we were getting along so well.
We are, believe me. I think you're a warm, wonderful, very attractive woman. I enjoy your company very much.
Then why are you so anxious to have me leave? You know, I would really very much like to stay.
Margaret, nothing would make me happier than to spend the night with you, but I can't. Not with you or any other woman.
What?
I've had an injury. I was wounded. Believe me, often I have longed for the affection of a woman, the physical contact. This is the first time since I was hurt that I've let myself get so close to a woman. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, please. Please don't apologize. I'm the one who should be sorry for putting you in such an awkward situation.
Oh, no, you had no way of knowing. So, why don't we just say goodnight?
I'd really rather not. If you don't mind, I'd like to stay. a while and talk?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would be very nice. Let me get you another drink. Oh.
What? What's the matter now?
I just realized that shortly Captain Lal will be returning to go to sleep and...
No problem. We can continue this conversation in my tent. I don't have any roommates.
Well, there I was in Eloise, standing in the very house where Rubens painted his most wonderful masterpiece.